Real talk, the metaphor messiah, man. I got this one. Let's go. You ever seen the morning star? Mr. Metaphor Messiah, back to show you who we are. I represent a legacy, a pothead like the 70s, a different kind of mind. They say we only speak in melodies. Legend in the game, I think I found this.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy, Dead on Dave, coming at you live from Germany. Welcome in, sit on down, get yourself comfortable, and let's rock this thing out. Got a very different show for you today. Going a little bit more drama-filled, which we don't always do. But when something's hilarious to me, or funny, or weird, or bizarre, I can't help it. And this is a big story. It's a big thing that's going on. Of course, if you're coming over from Tommy C's channel, thank you for the shout-out there, buddy. You know that he just talked about it as well, because everybody's talking about it. It is the Ice Poseidon situation. And he gave a little teaser at the end that I have a little bit of a different take, which I absolutely do. And we're also going to get a little bit of perspective and context from somebody who is in the exact same industry as the one and only Aria Nina. That's right. We're going to have our very own cam girl here. Koala the cam girl is going to join us in just a few minutes and give a little bit of perspective on things from the other side of the situation. But before that happens, want to say hello to all you wonderful mush puffs out there. We're going to also take your calls, your questions, your hopes, your dreams, your quips, your quotes, your likes, your loves, and so much more. Now, I would be remiss if I did not preface this entire thing that I'm about to say with the fact that I don't like Ice Poseidon. I don't like him. I don't like him. I feel, this is my personal opinion, I think it's very important to state this, that throughout the course of Ice Poseidon's very, very successful run on Twitch, I feel there's a lot of things that you can point to, and you can come to the reasonable outcome that he's a little shady, which is completely fine. That does not make you a bad person, but I do think that there's enough things to point to where you can make the reasonable assertion that he might be a little bit shady. Questionable. Let's go questionable. A little bit better word, questionable. Just the way I feel. It's the vibe that I get from him when I watch some of the things that he does. Now, that being said, I think that there's a lot of people out there who can make a very reasonable argument that he's just one of those guys who's a fuck up and he says and does weird things and continually goes up the ladder. I call it failing upwards, just something that I like to say. Now, I think that is very, very possible that he could just be one of those guys, nothing nefarious, and he's just one of those dudes who simply continues to get into these outlandish situations constantly. He very well could. However, with this specific situation, if you do not know what I'm talking about, he got himself involved with a rather well-known cam girl by the name of Nina, or Aria Nina now she goes by. And of course she got the infamy of being the person to take down Shay Carl, which should have been your first sign of maybe she's not the one to fuck with. That's just my personal opinion. See, this is where I just simply don't give the benefit of the doubt, because if you're going to bring in somebody like Nina with her track record, which she has one, you are going to have to accept the consequences of possibly being exposed or anything else that comes with it. He didn't. He decided to do a chatterbait video with her, and there was a lot of very evocative things that happened and provocative things that happened within the confines of that stream, which, you know, is going to happen. It's just a situation. Mods, can you fucking do your jobs in the chat and take care of some of these motherfuckers, please? I would really appreciate it. Thank you very much, Kirsty Graham. Thank you, Santa Claus. Be a little bit quicker if you don't mind. Also, hit the like button if you would be so kind as well, guys. I appreciate that too. So this situation has gone a little bit forward because depending on how you look at it, depending on what exactly has happened, either Nina reached out to the girlfriend and the girlfriend reached out to her, because at the end of a stream, Mr. Ice Poseidon and his buddy, Greek, were having a conversation that they thought was not on the air. It was. Now, the first thing that happened was they got into a fuck the fans type of situation, which I don't care about, does not bother me, does not even register, because I feel that is completely an in-context conversation where they were just simply saying it's time to pack it in. They were having issues with the stream up to that point. Fuck them. Completely understandable. I don't care. Not even a little bit. Does not even go on my Richter scale, even a little. The other part of it is where they talk about Nina and they talk about, now to me, when I listened to it, when I heard them talking, to me, it sounded like they were talking in the frame that Ice Poseidon had done something with this woman. That's just the way that I hear it. That's what it felt like to me. That's the way I heard it, the way that I hear Ice talking, the way his friend worded it. It seemed to me like something happened between Ice Poseidon and himself, or Ice Poseidon and Nina. That's just the way that I looked at it. Now, doesn't mean that it absolutely did happen, but the reaction afterwards to me gives a little bit more evidence to the fact that maybe it did. He was very flippant and very weird back and forth in his explanation. I can understand defensiveness, but it was the giving a fuck but not giving a fuck. And I don't know, there was a few contradictory things I felt that he did throughout the course of the streams. Like, it seemed like he really cared and he was very adamant about the fact. Then he went on the attack, full out calling her a slut, which once again I think is completely fine, because you can certainly make the case that she might be a slut or has slut tendencies at the very least. But now some Ice Poseidon fans, and one called into Tommy C's show and tried to make the point. I don't think he did a very good job of making the point, but he was trying to make the point that because Ice Poseidon and his current girlfriend, the one where a lot of this drama is kind of centering around, had very similar history of like dating somebody while dating him, he going and saying, hey, after she just went on a date with somebody and then go suck another guy's dick or go on another date, that makes her a slut. I could see why some people would draw the conclusion that he, in fact, is a hypocrite in that situation. So I just think that there's a lot there that kind of gives you the impression that maybe something did happen. Now, whether it did or not, honestly, to me, it's fucking irrelevant. Here's my biggest problem. And I want to talk to Ice. I know he'll never see this, and I don't really care. What the fuck were you thinking, bud? Why in the world would you ever put yourself in a situation, a high-risk situation? You have a lot to lose. Not only your girlfriend, but you have a very successful fucking Twitch channel. You make mad fucking Skrilla, mad dough, De Niro, queso, fucking cheese, the paper, the bread, all that. Why the fuck would you put yourself in a compromising situation, even for the sake of a joke, when you know that there's a track record of anything possibly being misconstrued or taken to a situation where you can be fucked? Now, here's the thing. Nina, I don't know really much about her as far as personally. I've heard some things, but I don't know her personally. So I've never had any communication with her. There's no way of me knowing anything about her. However, I know enough to know this. That woman is a nuclear fucking warhead. She is an agent of chaos. There's enough evidence to fucking support that, and I think it's reasonable to come to that conclusion. So why the fuck would you put in that situation? It just doesn't make sense to me. Now, we're going to talk about that and a bunch of other things, but I want to bring in our very special guest because I'm very, very lucky to be able to have somebody that I've just met recently that is in the exact same professional field as Miss Aria Nina, and she was so nice to come here and talk to us about it. Let's bring in the one, the only Cam Girl Koala. Do you mind if I'm just going to call you that the entire time because I'm awkward and weird? How you doing, Koala?
It's okay. I'm all right. How about you?
I am fantastic. Now, first, I want to say thank you for coming on and giving us a little context of things. So, first things first, go ahead and tell the people what you do and exactly what your situation is and why you can offer a little bit of perspective and context to this.
Okay, well, I'm a cam girl on a stream mate, and she's on one. Yeah, I know it's kind of weird, but yeah, I mean, she's on a completely different website than me and all. It's completely different, like, mood and everything. Like, mine's just kind of casual, and
Yeah.
hers is like you get like troll after troll and shit. So that's always fun.
Now,
But,
you've been doing this for how long now?
Almost a year.
And you do primarily videos and stuff like, did you do one-on-one sessions, anything like that, like Nina does?
That's what I do. But usually her like the website she uses is kind of like open to the public and all, like as long as you tip and stuff.
And yours is a little bit more closed off.
I guess yeah, it's like you have to like pay for it, and I go private and stuff. And it's more like private than that.
Fair enough. Now, if this voice sounds familiar to you, it's because the other day she gave me one of the best stories that I have gotten. This is exactly how we met, actually. One of the best stories I've ever had told on this channel was her telling the story about giving birth to Jeff's chins in her dreams. It's
Yeah,
just
I gave birth to chin babies.
it's absolutely fantastic. So it just
It's real
turned out
fun.
that she has a little bit to offer in this situation. I really do appreciate you talking about this. So let's, before we get into all the that side of it with Nina, weigh in on this situation as far as you know it, with what happened and all that. What do you think about what happened and all that good stuff?
Well, I mean, if he kind of wants to hang out with someone who's known for being kind of scummy, I guess that's kind of like his business. But at the same time, like, I don't know, like, part of our job is being able to keep your fucking mouth shut.
Unless you're asked not to. Oh, boom.
Yeah,
Sorry
exactly.
about
Like,
that.
no, there are the guys who are like, yeah, like, here's my girlfriend's phone number. Call her and tell her I'm doing this.
Really?
Or blackmail me. Yeah,
Are you
that's a thing.
serious?
Oh yeah, it's a thing. Maybe that was Shay Carl's thing. I don't fucking know.
No, I don't think so. He was too squeaky clean,
Nah.
man. No.
Yeah,
he was
just
far
like,
too
nah,
squeaky
fuck.
clean.
But yeah, I don't even think he was paying her either. She was just kind of being a thought. But I mean, really.
Yeah, she was. Let me ask you this. Now, you run in the same circles. You're in the same community. What is Nina's reputation within the community? Do you know that? Do you hear things? Are you comfortable in talking about that?
I mean, so like some of them were, some of the people I know, they were just kind of like, oh fuck. They were just real upset because like no, it's not like, it wasn't like she was just some girl that was kind of like, hey, I'm gonna fuck this relationship. It wasn't like that. It wasn't like she was like, I'm gonna fuck this guy's career up because he had an affair with me. Nothing like that. It was just the fact that everybody used the headline that she was a cam girl. That was kind of the fucking, everybody was like, oh fuck, we already get enough shit.
Because it brings all of this undue attention
Oh,
into
yeah.
your entire community, basically.
Oh yeah, it does. I mean, yeah, it's like there was like this giant argument in one of our like forums like a few weeks ago about like this girl was like wanting to like start a marijuana like magazine where she was gonna like interview like sex workers and stuff for
Oh,
it.
shit.
And they're like, oh well, they're like, oh, see, this is, now they're just gonna think we're a bunch of druggies and stuff. And I'm like, there's no real good like there's enough stigma about this job to fill the fucking ocean. Like,
So you
It's not
worry
gonna
about
hurt
your guys'
anything.
reputation. You guys worry about the way that you're
oh
seen
yeah,
because you know you're
most
already
of them
fighting an
do.
uphill battle.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We know that we're not like that. Like most people aren't gonna go around being like, "Hey, I watched this bitch." Like, yeah, it's not a thing.
And I think it's completely understandable to a point. I mean, like, this is like anything about sex has been around a very long time. There's been a lot of people who have made a lot of money, profited off of it in many different ways, from straight up prostitution to pornography to stripping to just straight dating services. Now you can even make the case that there
Oh,
are
yeah.
things that are a little bit more PG as just physical intimacy. There's all kinds of different levels that run the gamut of this. And now with the e-girls, the cam girls, the thoughts, all of these type of things that are happening, it's a new level. And I think people are still having a hard time wrapping their heads around it. Now, you and I, we
Oh,
talked
yeah.
a little bit offline because, you know, I make no bones about the fact I love porn. Love it. Love women, love boobies. But I'm 34. I've never gone into these type of cam girl streams. I don't really know why. It's just I never sought them out, never really thought about it. Do you feel it's more of a young demographic as far as that goes?
Oh God, no.
No?
No, I get so many 50, 60-year-olds. It's ridiculous.
Interesting.
Like I get old people too.
Oh,
Like yeah, like real old people. Like no, I had like a 70-year-old something man on like Christmas last year.
holy shit.
I was like, Jesus, what is this? Like, sometimes they just come in and talk to you. Like, they don't even like want anything. That's the fun, like, kinds where they're just kind of like, they just want to come in and talk to you.
Yeah.
Like, if your room's just dead, you're bored to death. That's basically your whole day.
Fair enough. Now with Nina is a little bit different because she's been a little bit more public and she gets a little bit
yeah.
more personal with people where she's visiting. Is that something that is the norm in this community where you guys will actually go visit some of these people, or is she kind of just in a whole nother world all by herself?
I don't know. Like, it just kind of feels like the bigger ones, they're just like up in their own like kind of thing. Like, they don't really join like our forum or anything and like talk or anything. It's usually, or if they do, they use like a different name. And so it's not like we really like I don't know, like we don't really run in the same circles at all, really. Like
Yeah.
there's the ones that are like kind of low, like on the thing, like where they just kind of started like me. Then there's the medium ones that kind of like they help everybody out. They're really helpful. They promote other girls. They're really nice. And then there's like the higher ups that just like I don't know, like they just don't associate with us really at all. I don't know. It's like a weird thing.
What do you feel about the fact that Nina goes out into the world and meets some of these people? I mean, like, do you feel this helps?
It's not a good idea.
Right. It's dangerous for one.
Oh yeah. But it's not even just that. Like it's against most websites' rules.
Oh,
Like,
really?
Completely. Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah, like most websites they won't like let you, if you meet up with somebody like and they find out about it, like they'll ban your account.
Interesting. Before I got another question for you. I want to ask you in just a moment. Before I do that, real quick, hey guys, the people who are actually watching, not just here trolling, do me a favor. Go ahead and hit the like button. Let's go ahead and get them likes up. All right, I appreciate it. We're getting a little bit of troll action, which, hey, I appreciate. You're only helping my interactions. Thank you very much for that. But the people who actually give a shit, go ahead and show a little bit of love to the channel. Also, tweet out the stream, and if you're so inclined, we can get some Copious hat action going with some donations and all that good stuff. Feel free to support the channel in any way you see fit. We're also going to take some calls, so get into the Discord, waiting to call, and Koala the cam girl will be here to take your calls and questions as well. But if you're disrespectful, I'm going to fuck you up. I swear to God, just uppercut fucking elbows all day long. All right, Koala.
Oh no, when you hear like the shit I do all day, like nothing phases you. You're just like, oh okay.
Right, you're not getting embarrassed.
Okay.
You're not getting like to me. I really don't give a shit what a woman does as far as whatever profession. I still treat a woman like a goddamn woman. It's just how I do. Except when I'm flirting with them, like I will do to you. It's just going to happen. I am
it's
a merciless flirt. Yes, it's quite, and I'm good at it.
No, it's okay. I flirt with Joe from Shot from the Point, like the men. I flirt with him all the time, just as a joke though. I'm like, it's okay. You're gonna love me one day. It's all right.
And you had Jeff's dream babies, his dream chin babies, which is fantastic. By the way, did you have the follow up dream? Did he come back for seconds?
No, not yet. But like, I had like a glimpse of a chin baby in like one of my other dreams. Like it was just like it was like a stuffed animal, and I thought like my brain was like just fucking with me.
Oh, that's hysterical.
Like it's coming.
That's hysterical. All right. I want to ask you something about specifically with this entire situation with Nina that I think is going to really give a little bit more perspective here, because now Nina in the past, as we talked about, she outed Shay Carl. And it seems like in this situation, depending on what version of the story that we're hearing, either she went to Ice Poseidon's girlfriend or Ice Poseidon's girlfriend went to her after hearing what Ice Poseidon said in the stream. What do you feel about the whole outing of people, of clients, essentially? Because that's what they are. They're clients. How do you feel that this affects what you guys do?
I just feel like it's not gonna bother like most of our customers, because they're thinking when they're dicks, they're not like, fuck it. Like they don't give a fuck. They're just like, okay, well, if she outs me, whatever. But it's not like they're like big on like, it's not like they're like big names like Shay Carl or even Ice Poseidon, even though I don't like the guy. It's it's just like But yeah, it's like, I don't know, like it's just really, I'm not like, I was told like, don't take the whole moral high ground on this. I was like, I'm not gonna do that, because it's not, there's nothing like moral about my job. Like people who are married come in all the time and stuff, but it's not like I get their information and I'm like, hey, here you go, just hand this out to the world. Like, like you can't do that. Like it discredits, like you, like nobody's gonna disclose stuff to you, or like, I mean, like it's more like, I don't know, like I don't know how any customer trusts her after that.
Right.
Oh, I like your cat.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I had to show a little pussy on screen when we were talking about all these wonderful things. Couldn't help it. Yeah, I know, right? It's hot, right? A little hairy, 70s style, but that's okay.
I wish I could show you mine, but she's outside.
Oh, I took it the wrong way.
Oh, not
See,
that
I'm
one.
a pig. I'm a disgusting, perverted pig. I need to be stopped. I need to be put down in my tracks.
No, you're fine. You're fine. That one too, I guess.
Right.
Check me out on stream, mate. Oh my God.
Fan fucking
Here we go with the self-promotion.
And hey, I don't mind. Get your money, girl. Get your money. I don't give a fuck. Does not bother me one bit.
Just a disclosure, guys. I'm chubby. I'm not like that cute. Don't get your hopes up. I'm not like her. I'm not hot like her. But no, really. I I just don't understand how, like, I mean, I guess most of our customers don't give a shit because either A, they don't like care about the YouTube community,
Right.
and they're like, oh fuck it, it doesn't really matter to me, or they don't know about it, so they just keep giving her money, the money
Right.
anyway. But either way, it's like you're basically like a whole part, like I said, the whole part of this job is keep your fucking mouth shut and just do your fucking job.
Right. I think the morality of it is kind of secondary here, because I think even with something that might be seemed and deemed immoral, like showing your twat and shit on fucking camera, I don't think it really matters. I think that there still should be some, when it's a business and there's something that there's exchange of goods for fucking money, and this is what this is, there needs to be some ethical lines for the person who is providing that service, i.e. you guys. You're providing a service to other people, and there should be some sort of trust between you and the client, if for no other reason, just so they keep coming back to you, you know?
Exactly.
Do you think this is a case of Nina being so hot that it doesn't really matter, that she feels that, you know, she's above all of this? She can just do whatever she wants.
She does. She feels, and there's 100%, like, there's some girls who just feel like they can, like, go on, like, talk about, I mean, don't get me wrong, they're in like the community, there is like girls who like talk shit to each other about clients, but like we're talking shit to each other. Usually the outside world doesn't see it. It doesn't, like, nobody is gonna know your username. Nobody gives a shit, you know, like it's that kind of thing. But like it's usually like warning people like, hey, just don't block this guy on site. He like comes in and he like peeps and then he leaves before like you can get paid. Or he leaves like block sessions and you get fucked. Like, you know, it's like, you know, they're just like letting you know, like, either they ask for real creepy shit you can't do, so you just better block him on site so it's not a problem for you.
See, that's just talking shop. That's just water cooler stuff to me. That's you guys looking out for each other within the community. That's completely reasonable and I think completely acceptable.
Yeah, I got laughed at earlier because, like, in Tommy's chat, I was, like, talking. I was like, yeah, the cam girl community. And they're like, that's a fucking thing.
It is funny, though. Just the concept of it is fucking hysterical. But everyone has a community.
Yeah, we have, like, a whole forum and everything where we just, like, talk. And we just, like, and don't get me wrong. There's some customers that we, like, absolutely shit on because they just say dumb stuff. Like,
but you're doing that internally. You're not doing it publicly.
Yeah.
Because it's bad business.
We're not, like, trying to shame these people, like, to, like, everybody they know or, like, ruining their lives. We're just talking shit to each other. Right. Like, so maybe they won't get to see some pussy, but that's their fucking problem.
Right. It's the whole thing is interesting to me because of the way that this came out. And this is something that and this has nothing to do with Nina. Nina had nothing to do with the fact that these two fucking idiots, these brain surgeons, these rocket scientists, these just fucking amazingly brilliant individuals didn't realize that their stream was still going on and talked a little bit of shit after the fact. That has nothing to do with Nina. She didn't expose them in this situation. They exposed themselves. At the very least, they gave doubt to the public. They gave reason for people to question. Now, anything that happens after that, can we really put this on Nina? Because had Nina just come out and said, yeah, I sucked his dick before any of this happened, we'd be talking about something completely different, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, of course. But it's, I mean, yeah, he kind of exposed himself if he actually did do it. Yeah. And the way that the other guy was talking, it sounded like he did go through it, and the other guy was like, nah, fuck that shit. I've seen what she does to people.
Yeah. Now, McDaddy just said in the chat, she did it for the momentary popularity spike, same reason Shay Carl incident. Well, she did the stream for that reason, but she didn't out him originally. She didn't out him till after the fact, till he exposed himself on a stream. So she didn't, it's not like she outed him with the intent of getting popular like the Shay Carl incident, where she outed him for, at least in her own reasoning, because she felt wronged and she didn't like the situation anymore, which I don't really care. You can talk about that till the cows come home. That's a feeling. You have to be able to, and just like this is, you have to be able to believe one way or another. And it's just, I don't know, the whole thing to me is interesting.
Yeah, I don't know, like, it just, I always felt weird, like, because, like, the thing was, like, from what I always understood was she got really pissed off because he basically was like, hey, it's really creepy that, you know, like, we talk like this and then you talk about how cute my kid is or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
Which makes sense.
It does. Like, she got a little too familiar. Yeah.
Yeah, like that's the problem. Like, I mean, if you're just
Boundaries,
friends with
lines.
somebody like outside, yeah, like if you're just friends with somebody outside of your business and you're not just like presenting yourself as, hey, this is what I am, and you're just like on a personal level with this person, that's different. But if you're literally like he comes to you for like that kind of thing, and then you're just talking about that, that's weird.
It's very weird, and she does seem
like,
to
I
have a
don't-
problem
like,
with boundaries.
Oh yeah, I have a problem like if my customer. I had one customer like honestly, it came in like they tipped me like a bunch and like they didn't even expect anything really in return, and they just started telling me they were in love with me and they were going to come like down and like they wanted to come down for my birthday and all this creepy stuff, and I was just like, hey, look, that's not happening. Like you can just fuck off. Like I was like, yeah, it just got too personal too quick. I wasn't even like doing anything to the guy. Like I was just being nice. Like that's my job, is to be nice. And
Right.
so like, you know, like
To
I get
please,
you
in
get
every
people
sense of
who,
the word.
yeah, exactly. You get people who are like obsessed with you. They don't even really want you for like a sexual reason. They just want like somebody to talk to.
There's a lot of
Which is
lonely
great.
guys out there. There's a lot of lonely people
Oh,
that
yeah.
simply can't fucking find somebody to connect with. And they feel that if they're paying for it, that gives them the right to an emotional connection. Let me tell you, it doesn't. It gives you no right to an emotional connection. And that is your own fucking problem that you as a paying client need to deal with, because when you make it these girls' fucking problems, you're doing a disservice to not only them, but yourself as well. Get some fucking help. I mean, that's what it really comes down to.
Oh, don't get me wrong. There's girls like in like the forums and stuff who are like, hey, I think I'm like, you know, getting way too close to this customer. I actually like, you know, enjoy spending time with them and stuff. And everybody's like, snap the fuck out of it. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
I like that you guys kind of have each other's backs. I really do like that.
Oh yeah, we do. I mean, don't get me wrong. We have our like arguments, like the whole pot thing. Like girls came in and were like, "Oh, that's a stigma or whatever. You don't have like pill pop and mama like fucking magazines and stuff for cam girls." And I'm like, dude, weed is so different than any of the shit you just mentioned. Like, what are you even on? And like, but I mean, I was like, yeah, like, and like we do get in like arguments with each other where we're like, yeah, why are you being so judgy? Like, our job comes with stigma and it's fucking self. Drugs aren't going to change it. In fact, it would make it probably more fucking reasonable as to why we're doing it.
Which is a fair argument, I think. But still, it's,
Yeah, like, oh, I'm sorry, I gotta go pay for my fucking pot habit real quick. Like, I'm gonna go flash some titties. Like, that would make more sense in people's heads.
I've fallen on hard times. The cocaine dealer went up in price, so it's titty time. Yes, no, I can.
Exactly. No, I always think it's funny because I always think of that like the movie. Oh my god, I can't remember the name of it for the life of me, but it's like my favorite stoner movie of all time with Dave Chappelle. And it has
Half Baked.
Yeah, Half Baked. There we go. See, I can never remember the name
Great
of it.
movie.
But anyway, yeah.
Because you probably smoked too much. Like, you forgot it.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, they were like, he's like, have you ever sucked dick for pot? And he's like, nah, never done that. Like, yeah, like that it would make more, like, nobody ever fucking really does that. So it would be different. Like, I don't know. Like I said, we have our own spats, like, in the community. It's like we don't always get along, but for the most part, we have each other's backs. Like, there's a whole thread of just people saying dumb shit that our customers have said.
Right.
Even people who just come in our room and troll. Like, there's a whole list. If you've been in one of our rooms and said some really dumb shit, guys, I just really want you to know you're probably there.
Yeah. There you
like
go.
any website, you're there. I guarantee it.
Now
there's 600 and something pages of the shit.
Good Lord, that's some heavy fucking read material right there.
Yeah, no joke.
Now, what I like to do.
I went all through it before I started the job.
Oh, I'm sure you did. You got to know what you're getting
I
into.
did.
Now, you've been doing this a year,
I've
you said,
added to
right?
myself.
You're about to hit your 1 year
Yeah.
anniversary?
Yeah, like at the 12th of December, yeah.
Oh, good stuff.
I remember.
Now, what I remember. Now, what I would like to do is I'd like to take some calls. If you're cool with that, what I'd like to do is I'd like to take some calls and bring people in and get what they have to say on it. But before that, just so you guys know, this is Koala, the can girl, and she might be showing up here a little bit more often because I enjoy talking to her because she's real as fuck. So that's pretty good. Big shout out to everybody in the chat. We got Real Talk, the Metaphor Messiah, who's at a doctor's appointment, and he's not here to be doing the playlist tonight, but that's okay because we got a hell of a story that we're talking about and having a lot of fun with that. Donna Danny's in the chat, the guy who did the amazing thumbnail that you're looking at tonight. Fantastic. Did a really great job with that. Thank you so much, Donna Danny. Short notice. He's amazing. Check him out in the description box below, as well as Real Talk, the Metaphor Messiah. Kirsty McGeary's here, so is General Words, Waith King, Token, Green, Bennett Shoe, General Wards, General fucking asshole, McDaddy, Eric the Champ, so many people. I know Jade Rabbit's hanging out, as a Kirsty Graham, Alt Universe. Thank you guys for hanging out. Really do appreciate it. Hopefully you're enjoying the show tonight. All right, let's go into Discord. Jump on in there and get in the waiting to call. You ready to do this? This might get interesting.
Oh, I'm ready.
All right, let's go. Dave's Sweaty Jockstrap. You're live with Dead on Dave and Koala the Cam Girl. What do you got? Hi. Come on, Jockstrap. Don't fuck this up. Oh, Jockstrap. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. All right. Well, that sucks.
Sorry.
Oh,
Sorry.
there.
Sorry,
You
there
see, now, if this was Tommy's show.
You just gotta give him a sec.
No. Listen, the
You'd be
problem
blown
was
up
that
now.
I didn't. No, I would have been. I know. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
you were
just that
done.
my
You would have been
microphone-
done.
I was using phantom power on my LXLR microphone. It wasn't turning on. My
Now,
bad.
you're lucky you were the only person in waiting to call. You're lucky nobody gives a shit about me, or I would have hung up on you sooner. But no, thank you for calling in. What do you got? You're live with Dead on Dave and Koala the Cam Girl.
As you can see, Dave, I'm a professional analyst, and what I think is just, I think Nina is fair to be a slut, and it's only fair because, well, considering the nature of her work of opening her cunt to the public, you go to her.
Right.
You go to her.
You do go to her. People go to her. Yes.
But what I find most interesting about Ice Poseidon, whatever the fuck he wants to call himself this week, it's just that he seems to have a real issue about people calling him out for his character, and
Right.
I think it's pretty funny that there's only two types of people that really hate it whenever you call upon their character and like judge it. It's between two people. It's one, you're either a really honorable guy like Ned Stark, like you care about doing good. You just want to be a good guy, right? So it's either that, or he's a self-conscious, insecure piece of shit that's pretending to be a nice guy, and he's insecure about being a piece of shit. So if you ever dare call out his question of character, he gets really sensed up and worked up about it.
Right.
Now that's what I've noticed.
Insecure people and hypocrites, typically. Those are the ones who seem to really care about it the most. And here's what I don't get about Ice Poseidon. This is the thing that kind of drives me fucking crazy, is the fact that he puts himself in these situations constantly. He gives reason all the time for people to doubt either the authenticity of some of the things that happen, or simply putting himself in a situation with Nina where you're really, in every fucking sense of the word, you are playing with fire when you bring in someone like Nina. With the track record that she has, with the type of personality that she has, because she's unbelievably aggressive. Today, when I was looking for a picture, I went onto her Twitter for the first time. Believe it or not, it actually was the first. Amazing, by the way.
It's so horrifying and cringy. Like, I'm not even kidding.
It's cringy, but it is unbelievably sexy, undeniably so.
Yeah.
But it's incredibly aggressive. Incredibly. Now, throughout some detective work today, I also found your Twitter thing, and it's completely different. It's not aggressive. It's actually rather cute, to be completely honest. She's adorable, by the way. Don't let her fuck around with you with that whole chubby thing. She's fucking adorable. But it's not aggressive. Nina, you could tell from just from looking at that, her personality is so much different, and how you two both view what your jobs are. Now, that could also be because you're kind of on different echelons, because I'm sure she's making all right. She's doing...
I'm sure she's fine. She gets tipped when she's not even online, dude.
Oh, shit. So
Yeah, like that's some dedication.
it is indeed.
Well, yes. Well, yes, but I mean, like your companion here said, well, actually, yeah, something similar. Your cunt's being a cam whore or whatever the hell you want to call it. Cam girl, cam whore.
I like that word so much. Like, I just never use it. I love it though.
Cam whore.
See, whatever your nomenclature you prefer, is being that is kind of being like a legal attorney. You just gotta keep keep your confidence and just shut the hell up, right?
I agree.
Yeah.
You got to own it.
But I mean, but Nina is just straight up unprofessional, and what amazes me is that she knows this, and she's riding the wave because it's just free attention. Now, like I personally think that she meticulously just wants to find the next fuckboy to just
Oh,
to
yeah.
fuck around with.
I think one of the things that the conversation between Greek and Ice Poseidon, I think one of the most honest things that they may have said was the fact that she comes off as somebody who wants to ruin relationships. Maybe she gets off on that. I don't know. She does seem like somebody
That's
who.
probably your.
It does seem like it could be a kink. Go ahead, Koala.
Yeah, it seems like that could just be your thing. Like there's men out there like that too. Like I have it like all the time that like they'll notice like my ring or something and they're like, yeah, like want to ruin that real quick. I'm like, yeah, that's not happening. Like I'm 20 steps ahead of you, buddy.
It's a circle. It's unbroken. You will not break us.
But
you know what's really funny about that? Well, hold on. I'm sorry, Jockstrap. 1 second. You know what's really funny about that is any guy who thinks that they could fuck with your marriage or your relationship when this is the profession that you do already. It's like, if that didn't fuck it up, what,
Yeah, it's like, well, like my husband, it was kind of his idea, actually. Like, we were just like sitting here and I was like, I can't leave the house. I probably don't have the personality to actually do like the whole YouTube thing. I don't have the personality to do Twitch probably either. I'm boring as fuck when I play video games. Like, I don't even get mad. I don't throw things. I'm lame.
So he said flash or hoo-ha?
No.
No, I think
like,
it's just a matter of girls have 2 holes and one of them is definitely interesting.
Yeah.
And
if
one isn't, go show off the other.
Exactly. Well, see, the thing is, it started off as a joke. Like, I was just like, I guess I gotta be a cam girl now. Like, I can't go out and get an actual job. I don't want you to have to get a job. So here we are. We're gonna do this because we need the money. And then, like, some real, like, personal shit went down that was out of our control. And we had, like, it was just like, I was like, we had to do something, we had to do it now. So we ordered like my camera, my lights. We got like really dope. We got me like a $900 gaming computer. We were serious, dude. Like we spent like $3,000 on this shit alone.
Well, let me ask you this, without getting too much in your financials, have you paid for that by this point?
Oh God, yeah. Like
good on you.
A lot, yeah.
Good on you.
Oh.
All right, Jockstrap, you got anything else there, buddy?
Glamorous or anything.
Yes, actually.
Oh Christ, hurry up!
I think it's pretty funny because based on Poseidon's character, he also kind of seems like the kind of guy who doesn't want his girlfriend to be talked to other guys, or just be in the same room with them, much less. That's just the vibe I get from him, and just the fact that he like cheated on her with another cam girl, just
allegedly, which we don't know. Which look, I feel that something happened just by his reaction and the things that were said. To me, it feels like he did, but I can't prove it. It's just how I feel. It's what I think happened. It makes more sense than it not happening to me. But but people are calling him out for the hit.
Have fun.
Well, okay, but that's fine. But when you're in a relationship and you're saying that it's an exclusive thing. Look, people could be in a relationship and fucking do outside sort of things as long as it's established and it's accepted by all parties. Yeah. Now, they're having a big fit because that's not the case, even though that some people are pointing out hypocrisy considering they met under similar pretense where they were not single when they started seeing each other, or at least she wasn't. So the whole thing is just kind of interesting to me.
The relationship was doomed from the start. You never really actually are able to create something with somebody who cheated on somebody.
Oh no, it's not a thing.
Yeah,
I don't know. Like, I've never seen it work out, and I've seen it like happen like close up and personal, like with my parents and stuff. Like my dad was like, "Hey, I'm gonna like go off and like fuck this chick. Might have a kid with her right now. I don't know. She claims it's her husband's, but I'm gonna try to make this work out." My mom was like, "Yeah, you do you. I'm done." And then they got back together because it just didn't work out. And I was like, "That's fun."
Well, I'm gonna go out. You cunts in the chat and viewing this video right now, give Dave a fucking like, because look at that like bar and dislike bar. It's horrendous.
Oh, it's not a big deal. It's just trolls, and I love when the
you
trolls
guys
come
can
to
do
it.
better. You can do better.
Give me more dislikes. I don't give a fuck. It only helps my interaction. Please give it to me. Does not matter one iota to me.
Like you, David.
Dave wants you to blow his
Do it,
load on
baby.
him. Come on, go.
That's right. Blow your load all over my face, neck, and chest with those dislikes. That's right, Koala. Dislike this fucking. Do it. That's my kink. I want you to talk dirty to me while you dislike my video, Koala. All right, GlitchxCity, take it easy, buddy.
Bye.
Bye. After all that, bye.
Just bye.
Bye. We're taking
So
more calls.
entertaining.
Jump into waiting to call, guys. We'll take calls. This is your one chance. You got an opportunity to talk to a real life freaking cam girl. Come on, this is your dream. Or are you pussies? Do you not have the testicular fortitude to get the questions out and maybe get a little bit of insight onto the whole situation with Nina and Ice Poseidon? There is one thing I do want to talk about before we're waiting for that, though. His friend, his buddy. Let's talk about Greek for a second. Now, he made some interesting comments about her wanting to suck him off and basically fuck him, which she's saying he said no to. And you know what? At first I was like, bullshit. When you look like he does, to be fair, because he kind of looks like Nick Cash, fuck Guy Ferrari, you know, a little bit.
Oh my fucking God.
He does. He really.
I saw it like as soon as it just morphed in my head. Like merged those two.
I'm telling you, it really does.
Like my fever. I have a fever so bad right now. Like my voice is finally kind of back, but like that fever, like my fever just like morphed that like it was like I was on like acid.
Well, I'm glad you got the good visual. So, but when I first thought about it, because I thought about just based off of what he looks like, that he's probably not turning down something like that. Because subjectively, for me, Nina's fuck, you know, yeah, like that, you know. But because he does have something to lose, he seemed more pragmatic to me in his explanation. This is why I believe his story a little bit more than I do Ice Poseidon's. Now, I do believe that the fact could have happened that she sucked off Ice Poseidon and then tried to suck fucking Greek off too. And Greek's like, you know what? Ice Poseidon might have been stupid enough, but I ain't fucking that stupid.
That.
Like, she's going to expose me, man. You think she's going to expose me? She might expose you. Who fucking knows? And I think that's why he said the word also. But that's just, again, my feeling of it. What do you think of that situation? Was this very just insightful, or what do you think? Or is he full of shit?
I don't know. Like I feel like he probably did it. Like
really,
there's very few guys that would be like. No, there's very few guys that would be like that would look at that. I'm sorry, she is hot. Her eyes freaked me out. But past that body is banging. So like, there's really not many dudes that would look at that and be like, she's like basically begging like to suck your cock, and you're just like, nah, I'm not gonna do it. Like. I'm sure at least one of them did it. But the other guy, like, he's probably like, I'm not stupid enough to fucking do this shit. Like, he looks like he might have a brain in that fucked up head of his.
What's funny, too, is, like, I have a little bit of sympathy towards the fact when you look like he does, I'm not saying that he's like a fucking chud or he's incredibly, but he's got a unique look to him, right? As do I. So, I mean, brothers there. When you look that way and you've achieved the amount of success that you have, you want to protect that fucking success. And one real good way to fuck it all up is vagish, the vagina, these type of situations. So, you know what? He could have been a little bit more insightful. He could have been a little bit more aware, because if this gets fucked up for him, he's probably not getting a second shot. So,
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
No, that's what I'm saying. He has a lot more to lose, whereas I don't like Ice Poseidon's eyes either. They're perfect for each other. He has like those beady little snake eyes. Like, you know,
does,
like,
yeah.
like those, like that serial killer, Richard Ramirez, he has those fucking eyes that look like they look like they're going to come through your fucking window and fuck you in your ass. Like, it's not pleasant.
He's got the beady eyes of
me
a
nervous.
serial killer and the nose
really
of
does.
Toucan, the fucking Fruit Loop bird fucking mascot.
Oh, yeah, he makes me really uncomfortable. Like, I just looking at his face makes me so sad.
Yeah. I don't like him. I've never been a fan of Ice Poseidon. I don't like I feel like he does a lot of things that are purposely deceptive. And I think he's been caught, or at least walked up to the door being caught enough to where, for me personally, I just don't appreciate that type of content as not only a creator,
Same.
but a viewer. That's just me. So to me, when I'm thinking about all these things, I got to think about all those situations rolled into one. Now, I think there's also a possibility that all this was sort of planned to an extent. You don't do a chatterbait stream and get that explicit, because if you've watched it, they got pretty fucking physical, you know? So you're giving the benefit of the doubt to any, I mean, you're removing benefit of the doubt when you're doing things like that. So I don't know. It's a very interesting thing to me. The whole situation is kind of weird, but it's kind of par for the course with Ice Poseidon. I just don't like the way that he handled it afterwards. I like the way Greek handled it. I liked his speech, especially when it came to the fuck 'em comment. I thought that was perfectly makes a lot of sense, but I don't like the way Ice handled it. To me, it didn't make sense. Like, the whole thing did not make sense. The things that he hung up over did not make sense, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah.
He seemed guilty.
I don't know.
Plain end of the day.
Yeah, he seemed like he did something. I don't know what he did, but it may not have been that extreme where he was like, yeah, but he probably at least like let her on like he would have let her do it.
JD says, Dave, you don't get it. He's gay. He likes the dick. Maybe. Maybe. Who fucking knows? I don't know. It's not me to judge. All right, guys. Last chance to jump in the waiting call. If you got questions for Koala, the cam girl, get up in here and ask questions.
I hope they don't. But just a little bit, I don't.
But we'll open it up to anything. If you guys want to ask about anything that's going on in the world, YouTube, wrestling, Pokemon, I don't give a shit. Talk about something in your life. I don't care. We got a few more minutes that I would like to yap with you all. So feel free to jump on into waiting to call. Mods, do your job. Put the damn link into the Discord into
Somebody
the
asked me about Coheed and Cambria and why I fucking hate Claudio Sanchez.
We had
so
this
much
conversation. I can't do the conversation again. I can't. Oh my God. She will go. I'm telling you, you will get a goddamn master course fucking study program on Coheed and Cambria.
I'm so mad.
It's too funny. It's too
I can't believe
funny.
I was so mad about that. Like, God.
You got pretty heated about it.
I was, yeah. He makes me so mad.
Somebody save me from hearing about Coheed and Cambria's lead singer again. Get up in the Discord, ask a question about anything that you might have. If not, we'll just get out of here. Because she will. She's not kidding. She will talk about this. She will go.
Oh, yeah, I will.
Hey, we got a
I talked
donation.
to him about this for like 20 minutes yesterday.
$2 donation from Gaming Fog. Get those fucking likes up, and y'all get an Angry Scotsman. Okay, y'all get an Angry Scotsman. You know, usually we do a $3 donation for the hats, but because it's our first one of the night, let's go ahead and throw on Chicago Cubs hat just for fun. Even though I don't want to fuck up my good-ass hair day, because it's kind of banging right now. Is that a Mush Puff Club t-shirt? Unfortunately, no, Mr. Vacation, it's not. But you can get one in the description box below. You can go over to my merch store and get a Mush Puff Club t-shirt and a whole bunch of other really good stuff, including the new Copious Kings t-shirt and hoodie, which is fantastic. You guys should really check that out as well. Let's see. Anyone else come in? All right. Well, there doesn't seem to be any other calls.
Hang on, wait.
Uh-oh.
I saw somebody in the chat say, like, don't talk shit about Coheed and Cambria. I'm not. I own 4 copies of Good Apollo 1 on fucking vinyl, okay? I'm not talking shit. I'm just saying the man is a psycho. Yeah. That's all. There's nothing.
Xantha, the stories
Dave knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, absolutely. It's psycho. Xantha Claus in chat. What about Bin Laden's favorite YouTube videos? I DM'd. I didn't have time to research the stories that you sent me. I appreciate the stories, but I didn't have time to research them, so I can't talk about something that I don't know at the moment. So, all right, Miss Koala, anything else that you'd like to talk about before we get up out of here? Any final thoughts on the entire situation with Ice Poseidon, or maybe some misconceptions about the cam girl community or your job in general that you would like to clear up? This is your opportunity.
Sure. Just the last part. I promise I won't I promise I won't bring up Coheed and Cambria and torture you again.
Thank you very much. You can take that to the DMs. You can talk to me all you need about that, all right?
But I was gonna annoy somebody until they like joined. I was gonna do it.
I appreciate that.
But no. I have the tools to do it, guys. Don't think I don't.
Mystic in the chat says, Koala, do you know about Siren Cove?
What the fuck? No.
I don't know what Siren Cove is.
What is it? Tell me.
Mystic, we're intrigued. We're intrigued. But we're probably not going to get to that at this point. Final thoughts.
I will shout myself the fuck out.
Shout out your thing. If you are comfortable with doing that, feel free. I'll put it in the description box if you want.
All right, I'll do it.
Sweet.
But yeah, I okay, like I people like they think like to think that like you have to like do this job, that you have to be. I have zero social skills basically, or at least I used to, and now like I it actually helps like my anxiety and stuff a lot more. But I never would have dreamed I would be doing this job because I don't like it.
Oh, you don't enjoy
It
what you're doing?
started out as a joke. No, it started as a joke, like, and then it was like, hey, we seriously need to do something. So it wasn't like I just was just like, hey, this is fun, let's do this. It was like a dire like situation, like we were going to die in the streets probably.
Oh wow.
So yeah, it was real fucked up. Like,
good on you for
some,
doing
like,
what you
really
got to
crazy
do.
Stuff went down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, like my husband helps me out too, so it's like it's all worked out. Like we're doing very good now. Like not very good, but we're getting by at least.
Better than you were.
Now that yeah, way better. Like we're still in debt and stuff, but we're figuring it out. But yeah, it's like but no, it's like for some people like they think like oh there's no really good like excuse to do it or whatever, but that's just not true. And not that you need an excuse to do it. Even the girls who just do it because they want to do it, more fucking power to them. It's just not my thing.
It's personal preference. Some people do it because they're sexually adventurous.
Yeah,
some people do it to make
just
money.
like watch like that's what like that's what the thing like Chatterbait and Cam Soda and stuff, which is actually I have a backup account on Cam Soda. I barely get on there, but because I don't personally like it as much. But it like that's for more of the people who just kind of like people watching. Like they don't give a shit if you tip them. They'll do whatever. Like however many people are watching, they'll do it. Like that's more of that kind of thing. But like but yeah, like most like it's not like you have to be a slut to do this job. Is the
of course
funny
not.
part about it. Like no, like I
that's
somebody
a
was like,
stigma.
oh, you're just...
That's a stigma. That's something that people are projecting towards people, and I don't think it's always fair. Now, people that earn that reputation, I think that you can make the argument that maybe Nina has. That's a different story altogether. We got another caller. You want to take this other caller real quick?
Sure.
All right, let's do that. By the way, thank you very much for the donation. I appreciate that. The $1, it was far too long. I was not going to be able to read the entire thing. I'll read it at the end of the stream or I won't. But thank you very much for that regardless. Let's bring in Lukey Dookie, Luke Thomas. You're live with Dead on Dave and Koala the Cam Girl. Unmute your microphone, fucko. Here we go.
What's up?
What's up, buddy?
Not much, man. I was supposed to go out tonight, but they canceled.
So we get you. All right. Well, what do you got for me?
No, man. I don't know if it really matters that Poseidon did it. I just think that it's kind of his business, man.
Well, yeah, but he put it out there. That's the thing. He made a mistake. He fucked up and gave people reason to. And this is his life. You got to remember, putting his personal business out there is what he does on a daily basis, which is completely fine. I did the exact same thing as well. But you can't get mad at the fans afterwards for having an opinion on something that you fucked up doing. You thought the stream was over, and you put out information that gives people reason to believe that you done fucked up, especially when your girlfriend is part of your shtick. And apparently a lot of people hate her in that community, but still, you're giving people reason to talk about it, and you have to address it. So it no longer becomes your personal business unless you simply say, I'm not talking about this, guys. But he addressed it. He addressed it point for point and did another stream. So he's completely open here in my book.
Well, here's the other thing, too. Speaking about his response to it, I don't see many people talking about this right now, but he said, well, I should have just done it then because y'all think I already did it, which leads me to believe that he did it.
Yeah, I believe he did it. That's one of the many reasons why I believe he did it is for that statement.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't know how much of Koala Koala. I don't know how much you can input on this, but usually people who get caught like that doing this stuff, don't they just keep their mouth shut and move on?
Oh yeah.
Like I figured Poseidon would do that,
Yeah, I just figured he'd just like let it just go, just not make a big deal, just be like, well.
He's not very smart. He's not a smart guy.
He's not very well equipped for that.
No.
Maybe just don't put yourself in that kind of position to begin with is the problem.
Oh,
Like,
no.
going out with that chick is a mistake.
It might be. You might want to pull the ripcord there,
was
buddy.
Where the fuck was his girlfriend? That's what. No, I now it sounds like I'm just being like, but like, what? Where was she? Like, what? Why didn't he invite her along? Like, what? What the fuck?
I think that's completely
And
fair.
this also leads to my next comment. What if Poseidon want to get with Nina, like, be her boyfriend or something like that? What if he wants to create a relationship with her?
Well,
then break up with
that's
his other
pure
girlfriend, Jesus.
speculation. Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, and I can't really say anything to it because I really don't know Poseidon, and this is pure speculation. But if someone did that to me, I would just move on. I would just say, "Hey, look, I screwed up. Sorry," and try to patch things up. He's not trying to patch things up with, "Well, I should have done it."
No, well, I
Yeah.
think he was rattled. I think that could be, to me, that can be explained with the fact that he was rattled, probably because he did do it. Also, hey, Koala, I'm throwing your Twitter handle in the comment section right now. Is that okay?
All right, yeah, that's fun.
There you go. Check her out on Twitter. That's exactly where you can find her, and you can go check her out. And give her a little patronage if you're so inclined. She's not going to tell anybody. She's fucking
I'm nice.
professional.
I am professional. I keep my mouth shut.
Damn right. Damn right. All right, Luke, final thoughts here. We're going to get up out of here.
No, my final thoughts are that Poseidon's an idiot. He should have just kept his mouth shut.
Fair
and
enough.
stayed away from her. But,
Yeah.
he thought with the other brain.
As we are tending to do sometimes as men. All right, Luke, have yourself a good night, buddy.
Yeah. You too, man.
Guess I must be like part man or something because I think that way too sometimes. I don't know.
It's why we get along. Thinking with the downstairs
dude, I'm
brain.
pretty sure we're the same person.
We might
Like,
be.
I am so sure.
It's
Like, I am so positive that you are me, but like older and like a man.
Yes,
like, I'm
I have a
positive
dick.
that like our DNA got like split or something, and like we're clones of each other.
It's possible. It's very possible. I want to thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate it. I know it's not the easiest thing in the world to talk about, but I fucking love people who own what they do. I think you're a goddamn rock star. I hope you come back on the show more often too, because I'd love to get your perspective on some of the things.
Thank you, love.
Oh, no problem at all. I am not well equipped to handle everything. I think you'll be a good addition to the regular rotation of callers. So hopefully you'll call in more often.
Sure, I can handle what little females actually watch this.
Are you kidding me? My fan base is like predominantly women. It's crazy.
I know. I'm messing with you.
There's something about
You're
this
adorable.
beard. This beard brings them in. I don't understand it either. It's fucked
Exactly.
up. I'm going to put you in the waiting call. I'm going to end the show, and then I'll talk to you right after. Sound good?
All right.
All right, cool. I'll take it easy. Thank you so much.
Bye, guys.
Check her out. Her stuff is in the comment section. Her Twitter will also be in the description box after the stream is over. She was amazing. She did a great job. Give her a little bit of love. Thank you guys very much for joining us. We had a fantastic show today. Hopefully you enjoyed it. And what do you guys think? Keep the conversation going. Go into the comments section after the show's over. Tell me what you think. Do you care what Poseidon did? Do you think he's wrong? You think he's right? What do you think of Nina's role in the entire situation? All right, let me know. Thank you very much for joining us right here on Dead on Day Productions. Make sure you give a little bit of love to everybody in the community that helps this show do what it does, including Guncannon, the man who makes my graphics, Donna Denny, who has now been helping out a lot more with thumbnails and such. Did tonight's thumbnails, as a matter of fact. Fantastic job. Real Talk Metaphor Messiah, who does all the music that you hear, and he's also my co-host on the playlist. He's got some stuff going on, so he wasn't able to be here tonight, which is the normal night, and so many others. We will see you next time right here on Dead on Day Production. Keep it copious, folks. Remember, as always, if you don't have talent, have talented friends or a cam girl waiting in the wings to bail you out when you need some insight. We'll see you later. Santa Claus, take us home. He also works for me a little bit. He does some good work as well. Santa Claus, take us home. Hey guys, make sure you hit that subscription button. Look at me dance. Look at me dance.